If I could sit with my younger self, I think the first thing I would do is to gently take her hand. She spent so much of her childhood trying to be brave when she was actually scared, trying to fit in when she felt like an alien, and trying to grow up before she even knew who she was. Today, I would like to talk about the conversations I wish someone had with me when I was younger. The ones I needed as a girl, as a teenager, as a young adult woman, and maybe the ones you need. When I moved from Sri Lanka to New York at the age of 9, no one prepared you for the kind of cultural whiplash. One week I was surrounded by what felt like home. The language, the food, the people you grew up with, the routine that made sense. And suddenly I was somewhere where nothing matched me. I remember when I started 4th grade, it was a complete shock. I was very fluent in English. I could understand it, I could speak it, but the class was practicing reading and writing in script, and to me it just looked like a completely different language, and I remember feeling so very lost. I remember sitting in the classroom feeling like everyone understood everything and I didn't. I didn't understand classroom jokes, the slang, the pop culture references. I looked different, especially with the boy haircut that I had. I just felt very lost. I was on the outside just watching. Well, at least that's what it felt like. If I could talk to that little girl now, I would tell her that your difference is not a mistake. It's your root. And one day that root will make you unshakable. You don't have to earn your place here. You don't have to apologize for your accent. You don't have to hide from where you come from to feel like you're being accepted. I tell her that one day she would see her story as something beautiful, not something she has to overcome. I wish someone told me belonging isn't necessarily found in a group, it's found in a moment when you finally decide to take up space. I wish I could tell her that her accent isn't embarrassing, that her hair wasn't something to hide, and her culture isn't something she needs to dim. I would tell her that you think shrinking will make you blend in, but shrinking only makes you disappear, and you, love, were never meant to disappear. Then came the teenage years, the crushes, the awkwardness, the butterflies, the confusion. First crushes are sweet, they're innocent, but that first heartbreak at 18, it knocked the wind out of me. A heartbreak I was not ready for. The kind that makes you look in the mirror and not recognize yourself. The kind that makes you think you did something wrong just by loving someone. If I could talk to that version of me, I would tell her that your heart is not too much. I would tell her the first person who breaks your heart will not be the last person that you love. The first person who rejects you will not be the last person that sees your worth. The first version of love that you learn is not the version you will end up with. And this heartbreak, it's not the end, it's the doorway. A doorway to standards, to boundaries, to self-respect, to self-love, to clarity. I would tell her that you don't need to earn love, you need to be open to it. After that heartbreak, I went into a season of searching. I didn't know it then, but I was slowly starting to rebuild. Rebuilding the way I saw myself, rebuilding what I wanted in friendships, rebuilding my voice. A voice I had swallowed for years to try to fit in, to try to feel safe, to try to feel like I was accepted. I wish someone told me, you are allowed to outgrow versions of yourself. That the quiet girl, the polite girl, the agreeable girl, she was coping. She served a purpose, but she was not the final version of me. Nobody prepares for the identity crisis that comes after college. Everyone tells you, get a degree, everything will work out. But after college, I struggled hard. I could not find a job in my field. I applied and I applied and I interviewed, and those rejections and the silence, it was deafening. Eventually, I wound up taking a job that I did not like, that did not match me, that I was overqualified for. I took it not because I wanted it. I took it because I felt like time was running out. For a while, I stayed for 4 years, and it drained me every single day to be at a place that I did not like, to be at a place that did not teach me anything, to be at a place that was not fulfilling. I felt like I was shrinking again, just like the girl I used to be when I was trying to fit in. Until one day, I could not do it anymore. I woke up realizing that I was building a life that I did not like and that did not align with me. So I quit. No solid plan, no guarantee, just a knowing that this cannot be it. And with whatever savings I had, I made a choice. I invested in myself. I poured my savings into becoming a software engineer. It was terrifying. It felt reckless. People questioned it. My parents questioned it. I questioned it. But for the first time, I was not choosing the safe path. I was choosing the brave one. If I could talk to that version of me now, the exhausted, the scared, the doubting everything version of me, I would tell her, this is the moment that your life turns. Not when you earn the degree, not when you get the job, but right now, when you finally decided that this is the life you want. You actually decided that you are worthy of the life you want. Who am I today? When I look at who I am today, I realize that I was built by every version that once struggled. The little girl who didn't fit in, the teenager with a broken heart, a young woman who lost herself, the graduate who felt directionless, the version of me who learned to choose herself, the woman who chose to start all over again. Each one carried a piece that I needed. If I could speak to them and to you, I would say, you are not behind, you are not broken, you are not lost. You are simply becoming. And becoming takes time. Becoming takes courage. Becoming takes a willingness to walk away from things that don't fit anymore. Today, I honor every young version of me that kept going. Even when she didn't feel confident or sure or seen, she made me who I am today. And she's still there, growing with me. And if I could say one last thing to all of them and to you, it would be this. Nothing about you was ever wrong. You were just growing into a bigger life than you imagined. Thank you for sitting with me. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.